Hello again, I am Jim Bob and welcome back to F1 Manager Challenge Mode, a series where we make things intentionally difficult for ourselves in an attempt to increase the challenge of the game and make it last more than a couple of seasons. So, we are with Aston Martin. We have our young, inexperienced driver lineup of Freddie Vesti and Felipe Drugovich, both of whom are complete rookies in their first ever season of Formula One. And it's not going well, as you would expect. We have a poor car, we don't have amazing staff, we have pretty poor facilities at the moment, and as I said, a very young, inexperienced driver lineup that is lacking in pace and talent. So, it's a struggle, it really is, but as we head into this Grand Prix, the Barcelona Grand Prix in Spain, we do have our first major upgrade about to drop on the car. You can see there it is, which will drop on the day of Friday practice, our brand new underfloor, which we have put a lot of time into. Hopefully that will give us a bit of a bump and make us able to fight for positions higher than sort of 16th and 17th. So, let's have a quick look at where we are. We'll start with the drivers. Do we have points? No, we don't. Freddie will get a point at the end of the Grand Prix. Felipe is probably 2 Grand Prix away from getting a point now. Staff-wise, Andrew Green, we need to replace him as soon as his contract expires. He is really hurting us at the moment. Not particularly talented, as you can see, compared to a lot of the other staff in the game. He's actually the worst technical chief on the grid by quite some margin as well. We do have Alessandro Cinelli that we poached from Aston Martin, from Alfa Romeo. He is looking good. He's close to another point as well. He's 3-4 weeks away. That's pretty good. Chris Cronin and Ben Michel, we still have our same race engineers. They're decent. They're nothing stellar, but they're not horrendous. Their feedback times are a bit poor. We need to boost those when they start getting points. Our pit crew is ticking over reasonably nicely. Let's take a look at our facilities. As you can see, we are working on our design center upgrade. We have a race sim upgrade going through in just over a month. I think that is the final upgrade for the race sim, and we desperately need that in as quick as we can. Got a team hub upgrade coming through as well pretty soon. Just 11 days left on that for rank 3. Operationally, yeah, nothing too special over here. We're not building a memorabilia room yet because we just don't need it, and we're going to upgrade the helipad once we start achieving, potentially start achieving some of our basic incentives. So let's advance time on a little bit. We have low suspension and low chassis. Yes, of course, because of the crash. Okay, let's go to the warehouse and have a look what we've actually got. So are we working on any replacement parts? No, we're not. We've got an underfloor and a rear wing, so we do need to start new manufacturing projects. Should have checked that before we got going. Never mind. So we need a couple of new chassis. It's going to be a while till we get another one, so we'll go for 2. I'm going to rush so that I can at least have 1 spare in the bank for the Grand Prix. There we go. What was the other thing? It was suspension, wasn't it? It is. Oh, we're low on front wings as well. We've only got 3 of those left. Okay, well, let's get the suspension done first. Let's make a spare suspension. This will take 6 days, so we'll go with 2 of those because, again, it might be a little while before we do another one. Evening, Jeremy. Good to see you. I'm doing okay tonight, thank you. How long till our front wing's done? Oh, a while. Okay. so we need to go ahead and make some spare front wings as well. And because it's going to be a little while, let's go ahead and make 2 spares. There we go, and they'll both drop in time for the Grand Prix, which is good. Alright, that's it. We've maxed out our ability to make parts. We'll get all those spares come through in a nice timely manner. And there we go, the new underfloor is ready to be made. So, how much of an improvement is this going to be? This is a nervous moment here. This is our first major upgrade, and I'm hoping it's going to have a very positive impact on the car. Let's see. Okay, not too bad at all. It gives us a really good boost to low speed performance. Medium speed gets a little boost. Top speed and acceleration get a little boost. DRS acceleration gets a little boost, and our dirty air performance gets a little boost in low and medium as well. Yeah, that's not too bad at all. You know, that's what, a 2% gain in low speed dirty air cornering, a 3%, about 2.5% gain in medium, a 2.3% gain in high speed. That's not too bad at all. You know, even though our high speed stays 19th, it's still a nice little gain there. But you know, what's really impressive is that improvement in our low speed cornering. That's quite a significant jump in the ranks there. That will help us at Monaco, which is the next circuit. So that's going to come in very, very handy. We need to emergency manufacture these, and there's a good chance that we're going to damage one here, unfortunately, running over curbs in practice. So we're going to go with a third as well. It's expensive, but you know, we need to make the most of this new part. And it does mean that we now have a new slot available. So let's take a look at a new project. Let me just check out research first of all. Minor regulation changes to pretty much every single part of the car. It's going to lose 10%, which is pretty significant. So we're going to have to focus on research probably a little bit earlier than I would like to, but it's not the time for us to do that just yet. We are going to carry on designing. So our dirty air performance is still in need of some tweaking. We have got that front wing that's coming. That will help with both normal and dirty air cornering. Let's look at a rear wing. We haven't got any hours left. We've used all of those up for the front wing. But what could I do with just, you know, time and the sliders? Nothing significant. Would give us a really good acceleration boost. It would boost our low speed dirty air cornering. Okay, so that's what that would look like. Let's take a look at doing a side pod. So we want to boost drag reduction to give us some more speed. Engine cooling we'll leave alone for now. Airflow, we want to increase the airflow, because that's what's going to help generate more downforce on the car. And then we'll look at the middle airflow as well. That'll improve our dirty air performance a bit. Again, nothing significant in terms of rank upgrades here. Let's just tweak the engine cooling ever so slightly so it's not a complete loss. It's not massive, but it's something. Let's see, we've got 5 engineers available. 38 days is in time for Silverstone. Okay, what if we were to rush it? Rushing it would take 26 days, which would be in time for Canada. Okay, so let's rush that one. How you doing, Olivia? Good to see you. Right. Let's make sure our cars have got everything on them. So let's go into the warehouse. Start with the underfloor. Both cars have the new underfloor. Both cars have got the new suspension, and we've got one spare for the events. Side pods, yeah. Rear wings should still be fine. Chassis, both are on the new chassis with a spare. And front wing, both are on the old front wing, but with multiple spares now. So the car's as good as it's going to be for this weekend, which isn't great, but yeah, it is what it is. We're getting Roman Staniak promoted to us by our scouts. Team hub is done. How much is it going to cost to upgrade? 3.5 mil. Yeah, let's go for that. Now let's go to incentives. Reach Q2. Doubt it. I'm not going to book any guarantees, because even with this new underfloor, I don't think we're going to have the pace for qualifying just yet. We'll use this Grand Prix as a test bed. We might actually have a better chance in the next Grand Prix, simply because of that boost to our low speed performance. If we can get one car in the top 15, that will give us a little bit of extra cash for completing this finish position streak, so we'll keep our fingers crossed on that, and let's head off to Barcelona.
Formula One has cranked up the heat over Barcelona. The first Grand Prix held here was won by Nigel Mansell after a wheel-to-wheel battle with Ayrton Senna. But who will follow in his footsteps this weekend? Long straights and medium-speed turns dominate here, but there's something else to watch out for at Barcelona. The air currents are strong and unpredictable, and they'll be giving aerodynamic components a real run for their money this weekend. We might still be early in the season, but that doesn't mean we can sit back and relax. Everything is up for grabs, and nothing is certain at this stage. Stay right here, because we're just getting started.
Okay, good weather for the weekend, as is usually the case here in Spain. The rain in Spain rarely falls during the race. Let's let's get some practice parts put in. So, oh, this is our practice part, isn't it? Because we had that massive shunt, thanks to Max. Okay, well, we can still go ahead and put in a practice part for Felipe's car. Same with ERS. I am going to go ahead and buy the additional module to replace the broken one. And I'll do the same with... I can't yet with the engine, because we haven't activated the third engine yet. Gearbox, again, that's our worst gearbox, so we'll stick with that one. Let's put the practice one in. At some point we're going to need to take a new gearbox for Freddie as well. Let's see. So yeah, that's the weakest parts on his car. Setups, let's have a look. So we're going to go with a 14 rear wing. I'm going to go with a 9 front wing. A 6.4. A 3.45, and I can already tell this probably isn't going to work. And then a 1. Yeah, we're outside of tolerances just on cornering and braking, so let's dial that back. Let's go to a 14.5 and an 8.5. Let's go to an 8.2. Let's bring that back to a 3.1. and bring that back to a 0.5. That's just out of tolerance. So we'll go to a 0.7 and a 3.2. That's also just out of tolerance. Alright, let's go with a 7.3, a minus 3.35 and a 1. That is in tolerance. And that's a 14 rear wing. That's set up. So we'll give that one a go, see how that works. We're going to go 18 laps here, I think. Drop the pace down. Head over to car 2. 18 laps, do the pace. And let's choose a starting setup here. So we'll go a little different on this one. We'll go 7.5, 14.5, a 9.1, a 3, and a 0.2. Yeah, that's all in tolerance, so we'll give that one a try. And let's head into practice.
Ready to check? Ready to check.
Green light, green light.
So, is this new underfloor going to give us a nice little bump? It should at least pull us a little bit away from Williams. I didn't actually check to see where we stood going into the Grand Prix itself. It's entirely possible. Actually, no, I checked looking at the underfloor. It's unlikely that anyone else would have put on any parts after that, because we put it on the final day. But we should definitely be able to pull away from Williams a little bit. We didn't look at any performance differences in relation to specific teams. Hopefully we'll be able to challenge Mick Schumacher a bit more now. It means we can start fighting for 15th in trying to get into Q2. And as we were talking about last night, briefly, the organisers of the circuit, or the circuit owners, have petitioned the FIA to homologate a second version of the circuit, removing the chicane. So where the track bends down and goes to the chicane here, they would actually remove this and go back to the original track layout, which you can see there, which is that sweeping right hand corner, which then comes back down here. They're asking to homologate both versions of the track so that race promoters can decide which one they want for their championships. I would love to see it without the chicane again. Been a long time. That was when was that added? Sometime in the 2000s, I think that was added in an attempt to over safety concerns. They were worried about cars going too fast around that final corner section.
Sounds like we've had a spin.
So Vesti's got a bit of a pace advantage over Drogovic at the moment. We can't read too much into that because there is a significant difference in engine wear rates on the two cars.
Let's take a closer look. Let's have a look here. This was the Aston Martin. They've locked up, but that could have been much worse.
That's not too bad, a little lockup. Hopefully he's not done any damage to the underfloor going off track like that. Doesn't look like it. No aero damage, so that's good. Oh, and he's done it again. same corner.
And that's the lockup.
Alright, so when we finish the side pods we might need to do another suspension upgrade maybe.
Doing any more?
We will get brake improvements with the front wing when that drops, so we'll see where we stand in that respect. Not bad, 90%, that's a decent starting setup. Let's see how we do with Felipe.
How does it feel?
Oh, very good, 97. So we'll make a couple of tweaks, send them back out
Copy.
again. Start with Freddy. Roll bar needs to change. I'm going to guess that's going to be a 6.4. Let's dial the wing back to an 8. Make that change so I can do that. So that gives us a small change on the front wing, a small change on the rear wing for the straights. Maybe go to there. Yeah, let's try that. Alright, Felipe's turn. So we just need to change the front wing. Let's go to 8. And then pull that back in a touch, change that a touch, and hope that that doesn't disrupt the straights, which it looks like it might do a little bit. We shall see. Let's turn that car around as well. We want to put a little bit more fuel in actually, because we kind of short-armed it with the fuel. So let's just whack in an extra couple of laps here, and I'm going to put some fresh tyres on as well, even though we don't really need to. We might as well, seeing as you know we've got them to use and they're going to get sent back anyway. There we go. A reminder for anyone who's just joining, this is our challenge mode series. This is where we do make it intentionally difficult. All the rules that we have established for this series are in the video description below, so do check those out. You can also check at the bottom of the rules our current progress on things like development. So we have done one major upgrade on the underfloor, which we're debuting here. We've got a major upgrade on the front wing in development, so we can only do a major upgrade on those two parts one more time this season. We still could do 2 major upgrades on the rear wing or any of the other parts, plus we are limited to just 1 major research upgrade or research project per part per season. And given how this season's going to go in terms of regulations, what's changing for next season, where everything's losing 10%, it might be worth not doing any more major developments after we do a major rear wing, and then just putting all the hours we've got into research for next year. We'll see how we go with that. this year is going to be a real struggle for us in terms of just pace because of our driver ratings and the car itself, and having a weak technical chief. So, yeah, bidding off this season in development early on might be the way to go. We can use this as a bedding in season for our drivers, and then hopefully come out swinging with a better car next year, and our drivers will have had a season under their belts to develop a little bit more. I still want to achieve our season objective, which is to get 8th in the championship. That means we need to score at least 5 points. Because currently Haas are in 8th with 4 points. And obviously that is going to be a moving goalpost, as Haas are going to pick up more points along the way. It may be that Haas outscore McLaren, in which case McLaren will become our target. They are a couple of points further ahead at the moment, but we'll see how their car develops over the season. So yeah, we're going to need some points at the end of the season if we have any hope of achieving our 8th place objective. Okay, we actually went backwards slightly with Freddie's car there. We shall tweak that once the session's over.
How's the balance?
And we almost nailed Felipe's car. Looks like I overcorrected the toe there. So we shall make those tweaks and see how we do in session 2. Okay, so where did we go wrong? Front wing is wrong, so a 9 on the front wing. Okay, was not expecting that. 9, 14, 6, 4. I actually have a 9 set up. That would be a 3.45 and a 1. That isn't going to work. But a 3.4 and a 1 might work. Yeah, let's try that. Okay, so we're going to go just for one run. Let's go 25 laps. We'll put on the hards. Do the pace thing. There we go. The toe. I'm going to put back to a 0.1. Again, we'll go 25 laps. This should hopefully, if we've judged this right, give us the 100% setup. So off we go to FP2.
Radio check. Radio check.
It should be green now.
So, fingers crossed. The setups are going to work nicely here. Spin for Gasly already. I just want to get through this race, or this practice and qualifying without damaging anything on the car. Are our drivers getting in each other's way? Where is... Oh no, they're not. They're not even close on track. spin for Russell. Verstappen's looking mighty quick. I wonder if he's switched on to a new engine. The rest of the AI should still be on their first engine. But I wonder if, because Verstappen had that massive shunt, remember, when he torpedoed us. I wonder if he has gone on to a new engine. Because he is mighty fast compared to the rest of the field there. Over a second clear of his teammate. 97% setup for Vesti. That's good. We can work with that. Did we get this the right way for Freddie? Sorry, for Felipe. No, we went the wrong way. So we can fix that. That's no problem. That will be 100% for the next run. Just get a little bit more time on track. Okay, there we go. Let's go ahead and make those changes now, even though we're not running again this session. Okay, now we are still off on the front wing. Is it really got to go up to a 9.5? Wow. I guess it does. Okay, let's try that. Toe needs to go to a 0.2. And there we go. That's that setup done. So we just need to run the clock down now. Get to FP3. And then into quali, where we can finally turn the wick up and see just how much of a pace improvement that new underfloor is providing us.
Oh, did someone run wide there?
The rest of the field's starting to close in on Verstappen's time. It's still very fast though.
Did somebody spin out there?
Let's have a look. No, Max is still on his first engine. He's on a new gearbox, but he's on his first engine still, so that's scary pace.
Just had a spin.
If he's that fast, it's very scary pace. Right, FP3 will be going on the mediums. There we go. We're going to go 25 laps again. Dropping the pace. There we go. So this is definitely going to give Felipe 100% on his setup. Touch wood, it's going to do the same for Freddie as well.
Radio check.
Right, let's keep an eye on Max's time. What is he out on? He's on softs. The whole field's going out on softs, it would seem, apart from us. So this will give us a good indication of his time. He's nearly 6/10 faster than the Ferraris. He is 6/10 faster than the Ferraris. Oof. There we go. Leclerc putting in a much better lap. What's Sainz going to do? Okay, big disparity in pace between the default number 1 drivers and number 2 drivers at Ferrari and Red Bull there.
Car in the wall.
Oh, we've had a crash. Who is that?
Yellow flag.
Nothing.
There's been a crash.
Oh, it's
Sounds like a
Leclerc.
single car. Let's see what happened there.
He's just
Okay,
locked up
here's
going
the
into the
Ferrari.
turn 4 and gone straight through the gravel into the barrier. Oh, that's a big
That's
hit.
an off, and a big off.
Alright, come on, feedback. Be good, be good.
What's your
Ooh,
thoughts
very
on
close. We can
coming
tweak
in or
that.
doing any more?
But that's essentially a perfect setup. And there we go, 100 for Felipe as well. So, all is good in terms of car setup. There's not much more we can do now, just gotta wait till quali and see just what pace we actually have. I would like to be closer to Mick Schumacher and Tsunoda and Ricciardo. Those are the 3 drivers that we're aiming to get in amongst with this new update. Oh, speaking of updates, the game got a new update today as well. Just a very minor one. Since they did the unlapping patch, there have been some people, reporting instances of being overtaken for no reason under the safety car. It's just like a little bug, and so today's quick fix patch is designed to squash that bug. Whether it has or not, or whether it's going to introduce any additional bugs, who knows? But yeah, that patch went live today. And that was pretty much it. There was something to do with a support fix for a Razer Chroma, I think it was, as well for PC users. But yeah, the only real gameplay fix was, or the only one that they mentioned was fixing where they were people were getting overtaken in the safety car queue. I've seen a couple of short video clips of that on Reddit that other people have suffered with.
We've just had a car run wide.
Good session.
And there we go, practice is done. So all we can do now is cross our fingers and see if we can actually get one of our cars into Q2. It's going to be a struggle. I'm not overly confident about it, but if we can at least be closer, we can at least get 16th and be within spitting distance of 15th, I'll be happy with that. Well, I say happy. I'll accept that. Okay, so let's put those good parts back into Felipe's car. There we go. And off we go for Q1.
Radio check. Radio check.
Radio check.
As always, we are going to watch our quali runs in their entirety, because this is going to be probably the only session that we actually get to qualify in. If we can at least get into Q2 on a more regular basis, it will immediately give us additional points for our drivers at the end of the race for their experience level, and with their multipliers that'll be quite a significant little boost. Vesti getting torpedoed by Max in FP2 last night at Miami effectively cost him at least 50 experience points for just not being able to run in FP2, because he only ran for like 5 minutes, if that. Alright, here we go. Let's see which of our drivers is slightly quicker. Vesti is faster in the first sector. But unsurprisingly, both are slower than the Ferrari behind. Vesti faster in the second sector as well, so it looks like Vesti's going to have the pace advantage. He is a better rounded driver overall in comparison to Felipe, but Felipe has got better pace stats. And there we go. Just a tenth between the two. That's pretty good. We want to keep them close to each other. And we are 1.3 seconds off Alonso. That's not too bad. Let's see where that shakes out with the cars that we're in direct competition with, i.e. the two Williams, and then Yuki, Schumacher and Ricciardo. They are the cars that we are usually going to be fighting. Okay, so we have about 5/10, half a second over Albon, which is nice. He's certainly the faster of the two Williams cars. Still waiting to see what Ricciardo, Tsunoda and Schumacher do. Schumacher hasn't even gone out yet. Tsunoda and Ricciardo are doing their laps now. Ricciardo is definitely too fast for us here. Here comes Schumacher out. Tsunoda crosses the line. Oh, look at that. We are definitely closer to Tsunoda. Just over a tenth. Let's see what Schumacher can do. He might get held up by his teammate here. Okay, so Schumacher's again looking a little bit too fast for us. Oh, excuse me. Alright, let's get ready for our final run. So we'll send out Vesti and Drugovich at the same time. Okay, we want Drugovich to peel over, which he should do. Yeah, there he goes. He lets Vesti through. Can we find that extra little bit we need to at least get ahead of Tsunoda? Or is Tsunoda going to improve his time? Significantly enough. Ocon is way down where he should be a fair bit higher up the grid than that. Here we go. No improvement for Vesti in Sector 1, but Felipe does improve. That's good. No sector time information available for Vesti for Sector 2. No improvement for Felipe. What can Vesti do across the line? It does improve slightly. I think Drugovich improved ever so slightly, but not significantly enough to change our position, so we are still going to be 17th and 18th. That is a little disappointing. But we are closer to Tsunoda. than we have been previously. So the fact that we are now less than a couple of tenths away is kind of encouraging. We're still half a second off Ricardo, which isn't so good.
Tension continues to build here as race day begins.
Aston Martin were on target for qualifying. Now it's up to them to defy expectations for the race itself. Haas proved quite resourceful during qualifying. That puts them in a very good position to make the most of this race start. And the race will be taking place under blue skies. That means the teams should be able to apply their strategies without any added complications.
Well, Formula One is back in Barcelona, and the teams have got their work cut out for them.
So let's see what we can do strategy-wise. It's going to be a two-stop race. That would look to be the best option. The soft, medium, soft. We've got brand new tyres to make that work. Let's go with that. And Felipe, make that little tweak. That's the same tweak. Okay, we'll just have to play it by ear, so which driver's in front to decide who comes in first. Fuel wise, we're going to drop a lap of fuel out. We're definitely going to get lapped once, but it will give us a little bit of fuel maybe to push with at various points. The fact that we have new tyres for both runs on the soft will definitely help us. A safety car would always be a bonus. We're going to stay where we are pace wise for the opening lap or two. Try and move up after that.
We have beautiful blue skies overhead as the drivers line up on the grid. Aston Martin there. Slower than most yesterday, so today they'll be starting from the bottom half of the grid. There's the second Aston Martin. They're in the back half of the pack, so they'll need to work hard if they want a podium finish. The race start is mere seconds away. This is it. It's the Spanish Grand Prix. And it's lights out.
Okay, so
and
the front runner starting
go.
on mediums, I can see. Sonoda's on hard, so that should make it easy enough for us to get past him. Ricardo on mediums, Schumacher and Zhou on hards. We'll have to watch out for those guys doing one stop. It's unlikely, but it's doable. Hards to mediums.
Aston Martin with a great play there. They've moved up a place.
But I'm hoping we can at least get ahead of Zhou. And onto the back of Norris. I might actually start going aggressive quite early. Try and maximise the freshness of these tyres and the grip in these tyres. Let's throw on some deploy now.
Use energy if you need.
Okay, copy.
Ricardo's going to be the problem. He's on mediums, so he's going to have more grip than Schumacher and Zhou, but we have to get through him to get to those two. He's trying to find his way through at the same time, so yeah, that could cause a few problems. Hopefully Felipe will get his pass done here. Let's see if we can stay off the racing line a little bit and see if that will help us find a way through.
goods, come on.
Let's do the same with Felipe. Okay, so Felipe is through. Let's get him back on the racing lane.
Looks like Aston Martin have just gained a race position.
DRS is enabled.
Alright, have we got enough pace to out-drag Ricciardo into turn 1? No. Alright, I'm going to save our battery for a little bit. Let's start charging up while we're stuck.
We just need to charge up.
We might have to wait for Ricciardo to make a move before we can start moving forward again. But we have at least got past Sonoda. In danger of dropping off the back of Ricciardo. Just go back into neutral and hope. Actually, let's not leave it to hope.
You can use energy.
Really?
Oh, we didn't get DRS. Oh. Let's make sure we definitely get it this lap.
You can use energy. Use energy. You can use energy.
Make sure we don't drop Felipe in the process.
Energy if you need it.
Copy.
We need to charge it.
Okay, there we go. We killed the battery, but we did get the DRS this lap. We're just going to have to sit tucked in like this, I think. I'd love to try and charge Freddie up, but we're going to drop DRS the second we try and do that.
Yellow exit of 6. Yellow exit of 6.
Exit of 6? That's not exit of 6. Oh, which one of the Mercedes has gone off? It's Russell. Right, so Schumacher's starting to drop away from Zhou. That's going to leave him vulnerable to Ricciardo. Want to make sure that we can stay in the DRS so that we can then get onto the back of Schumacher and see if we can even get past him. Or at the very least, it might be easier for us to stay with Schumacher compared to Ricciardo, which means we might have an opportunity to actually start charging again. I'm going to actually drop Felipe into harvest. And I'm just going to get a little bit of extra battery into Vesti for the end of the lap. I'm worried that we are using up, because we're using all of our battery in the final turn, I'm worried that we're actually not having enough to actually deploy as much as we could do through that final turn. So we can avoid using energy just for a couple of corners like that. It does hopefully give us the opportunity to get a slightly faster exit from the final corner. Just got to be hopeful that we don't drop out of DRS in the process of doing that. We should be okay.
Okay, energy's good.
Okay, almost fully charged with Felipe, which is good because he's in danger of getting dropped. So we'll go neutral, and then we'll probably have to do one more charge lap after this just to make sure he's fully charged, but he's close. Ricciardo's still not able to get past Schumacher, he's just not making the move on the main straight. And once again, Ricciardo not getting the move done.
Energy's good.
Yeah, copy.
This is where not having a great dirty air performance kind of hurts us a little bit. We can't quite get close enough to actually do anything. I do wonder if we could maybe go a little bit faster in clear air. I know Ricardo could certainly go faster if he can get through. It's just whether or not he can get through. There we go, that is Felipe fully charged now. And it looks as though he's actually going to make the move up the inside into turn 1, very nice. So, have we got the pace now to get past Schumacher? Schumacher's going to be riding Ricardo and his slipstream and DRS now for at least a couple of laps. Unless Ricardo bolts away, which I don't think he's going to be able to do. So the pace in front of us is going to pick up a little bit. I'm going to have to actually use a little bit of battery for Felipe because he's in danger of getting dropped here.
Copy.
Just a quick splash of deployment. There we go. So, last lap we did a 126.4. Ricardo's done a 125.6. What did he do the lap before? Let's have a look at lap history. Yeah, you can see he's almost a second lap faster now that he's ahead. Part of that will be his DRS overtake going into the turn 1, but he's had DRS every lap, so yeah, definitely a pace improvement now that he's got through. Schumacher will hang on to him as long as he can. As long as we can hang on to the back of Schumacher, then we'll get pulled along as well. Russell is now caught back up to us, having had that wide run earlier. He's now on the back of Felipe. There he is. How you doing, Marcel? Good to see you. Yeah, Ricardo with a 126.0. Schumacher with a 126.0. His pace has gone up by over half a second now that he's following Ricardo. Lesty in danger of getting dropped here. Let's use up a little bit of battery. We don't have a lot to use,
Use
but
energy if you need it.
got to use something.
Yeah, copy.
So our new underfloor has kind of worked. It's given us a little bit more pace. It is still slightly underwhelming. I had hoped we'd be a little bit faster than this.
So use energy.
It's definitely given us a step in performance, but not a significant one.
We have low battery.
Okay, copy.
And I had to kill Freddy's battery just to stay in range that lap, and that was the last time we can do that. Next time he drops out of range, he stays out of range. Because we have no battery left now. Just enough to get through a lap, that's it. I am ready and willing to switch our drivers around if necessary. In fact, I'm actually going to try and do that.
Energy if you need it.
Copy.
We just need to charge up.
Copy.
Ricardo has almost dropped Schumacher, and when he does, that will make it easier to stay with him. But this will hopefully close the gap up a little bit. Tyre wear's looking okay. Really need Ricardo to drop Schumacher here. Yellow flag in sector 3. Is that actually sector 3 or is it just a mislabeling?
Sounds like someone's locked up.
Oh, Yuki's locked up.
Here's the replay. Now let's look at this. The focus on Sonoda.
That is actually
They've
sector
locked
3.
up. They won't have been happy about that. And the team had such high...
Right. Felipe in 15th. Freddie has now been overtaken by Russell. It's okay. We are not able to stay with Schumacher while he's being pulled along by Ricardo, so
It's a race position gained for a Mercedes.
best bet now is to try and use Russell to pull us forward a little bit. I imagine Russell's going to get through pretty quickly. Vesti's all has he got through? No, he again dropped out of DRS. Alright, well let's help him get back in. Oh, we are really screwing over Russell here. Well, he screwed himself over when he ran wide, but we're certainly not helping his fight back through the field here. Oh, come on, Freddie, surely that's enough to get you back in. No, he misses out again. Alright, well, we're getting close to the pit window.
Okay, energy's good.
Copy.
Fresh tyres will definitely help. We might have to go for an undercut here to try and claw back some of the ground we've lost to Schumacher and Ricciardo here. Right, I think Vesti's back in DRS's lap. Alright, there we go, that's good. This is where he seems to lose out a little bit though.
Save fuel.
Copy.
Again, look, he's just losing so much time through that corner. And it's keeping him out of DRS range. I'm deliberately hobbling Felipe here to let Vesti try and give Vesti a chance to catch back up. Let's burn some tyres a little bit.
Happy to push.
Okay, copy.
No saving required.
Okay, copy.
There we go, it's definitely close enough this lap.
So back off.
Copy.
So I'm going to box Freddie first.
So we just need to push
So
now.
I'll push his tyres a little bit more. We'll box him at the end of this lap, I think. It's a little early, but we kind of need the undercut to work for us here. So
You can stop, lift and coast.
Copy.
Box.
there we go. So that's Vesti in. I'm going to box Felipe this lap.
Copy. Just pit limiter, just a reminder on pit limiter.
Again, a lap or two early, but we want to try that undercut. See if we can claw back some of the time that we've lost to to Schumacher and Ricciardo with fresh rubber. I also want to avoid getting lapped. I mean, I don't think we will get lapped this early, but it's not a huge gap to Verstappen. I mean, they're going to pit soon, but the front runners are on medium, so they will go a little while longer before they do make those stops. The last thing I need is to come out in lap, and get lapped pretty quickly. That will just kill our chances of maximising our tyres. Russell straight through. If Felipe can hang on to the back here, it's a risk. Yeah, we'll just pit. I thought about cancelling the pit stop, but I think if I'd done that, we would immediately have dropped straight out of DRS range. It's better just to pit and stick to the plan. And there you can see the rest of the cars starting to line up the pits. Push the cruiser out. And Vesti gets out just ahead of Felipe there. And right on the back of Albon. Has Albon already pitted? How's he so far behind? Oh, he's on hards, that's why. Alright, Sainz and Hamilton are in. Hamilton gone on to mediums from softs. I think Sainz was on softs as well. He's gone on to mediums. Gasly's in on softs. So is Magnussen and Norris. So the other soft runners are starting to pit now.
Doing a good job, keep pushing.
As Felipe's got past Vesti. What's happened to Vesti?
Nicely done.
Aston Martin with a great play there. They've moved up a place.
There's the leaders. Alright, Norris and Magnussen are pitted. So they're too far ahead for us to do anything.
You can use energy.
Copy.
Let's see if we can make a lunge down the inside here. There we go. Oh, we've got a crash.
So this was the Aston Martin.
Oh, damn it. It was us that crashed.
There's the crash.
Oh, that's not good.
That's going to be a big blow to the team.
And we get a penalty for that as well. And now we get lapped.
We'll see.
Alright, what's the damage?
It's a crash, and it's more than one car.
Just minor front wing damage. Okay, what about tyres? Tyres are okay. But that's not helpful at all. Right, Verstappen's in the pits. If I can get onto the back of Leclerc. Can at least try and claw some time back. The next pit stop's going to be a long one. With that 5 second stop, penalty added. Plus, if we change the rear wing, the front wing as well, which we might have to, that's an additional 7 seconds, 6 seconds added on. Or between 5 and 6 seconds added on. So yeah, it's not great. So Freddie's race is effectively over. So all our hopes now for a decent result are in Felipe's hands. Ricciardo is in, Russell is in, and they are both coming out already. So yeah, we haven't gained as much time as I would have liked to Ricciardo or Russell. We've had a lock-up. That's one of the Alfa Romeos. Is that Joe or is it Bottas? I think it was Bottas.
They've locked up and gone.
Oh no, it was Joe.
Let's have a look. Now let's watch this. The Alfa Romeo involved in this one. And yes, that's the lockup. And that was a bit of...
Right, what tyres have the other guys gone on to? Another set of mediums. So they're going medium soft. Okay, what is going on with Vesti's timing? There we go, that's a bit more. That was very strange. So he's losing 2 to 3 tenths a lap because of that wing damage, because he was slightly faster than Felipe, in normal conditions. Still faster than the Williams drivers, but yeah, considerably slower than the cars we were hoping to compete with, i.e. Ricciardo and Schumacher. Where is Schumacher? Schumacher's still out on the old tyres. His hard tyres. It's on a 126.1, Tsunoda 126.0. He's about to cross the line. 126.0 again. So Felipe's definitely closing him down. I'd imagine those that started on hards are going to go for a one stop onto mediums. But we're a second a lap slower than Russell right now. So no chance of using him as a piggyback. So once again, it looks as though we are fighting over 16th, 17th. We're in a fight with Tsunoda, effectively. Schumacher, I think, is too far up the road. Ocon has pitted. Let's take a look at Ocon. What tyres is he on? He was on mediums. He's gone for another set of mediums. So he's two-stopping. But again, he's too far up for us to worry about. Let's keep an eye on Schumacher, who's been overtaken now by the second Alfa Romeo. He's got Gasly right behind him. We cannot afford for Schumacher to get dragged further up the field, hanging onto the back of these other cars. We need him to be slow. Same with Yuki. Pace-wise, you can see Felipe's comparable to Ricciardo. So if Yuki can hold those guys up a bit and allow Felipe to try and close the gap a bit, that will help. How you doing, Mr. Watson? Yuki's tyres have still got plenty of life in them. Okay, Zhou is also on hards. He and Schumacher might be working together in terms of overtaking each other, which isn't great, but Zhou's definitely faster than Schumacher. How far are we off this battle now? About 9 seconds. Oh, that's a big lockup for Tsunoda. That really helps us.
Now look at this. It was the AlphaTauri driver.
That really helps us. That's halved the gap. We are lapping faster and on fresher tyres. Both of these drivers are going to have to stop again. Tsunoda's going to go on to mediums for his second set of tyres, which is probably going to be his one and only stop. We are on our second set of tyres already, and we're going on to softs later, so that sets us up to get ahead of Tsunoda comfortably, I think, with Felipe. Vesti's now in a position to actually overtake Tsunoda when Tsunoda pits, which he was borderline with, and it also helps that lockup costing Yuki about 4 or 5 seconds will counteract the 5-second penalty that Vesta's got. See, Ricciardo's doing 124.1s now that he's free and clear. He's actually hanging on to the back of Russell, and Russell's doing 123.9, so yeah, Ricciardo's getting a nice little boost.
We just need to push now.
Yeah, copy.
You can stop lift and coast.
Okay, copy.
Sonoda is pitting this lap.
Use energy.
Copy.
We just need to charge up.
Copy.
Box.
Copy, box. So I'm entering the pit now.
Copy that. So use pit limiter. Drop back a bit.
Copy.
got loads of energy.
Copy.
Use energy if you need.
Copy.
Happy to push.
Yeah, copy.
So back off.
Yeah, copy.
We just need to charge up.
Copy.
All okay on fuel, so you can do what you want for speed.
Yeah, copy.
You can stop, lift and coast.
Yeah, copy.
Use energy if you need it, use energy.
Copy.
So we just need to push now.
Okay, copy.
No saving required.
Yeah, copy.
I've just noticed I was muted and I have no idea how long I've been muted for. Getting forgetful in my old age. Okay, so we're going to be boxing Felipe next lap, or end of next lap. There is Verstappen about to lap Vesti for a second time. Awful race for him.
We're not okay on fuel.
Yeah, copy.
Excuse me, we are more than good on fuel. We're about to have 2 kilos worth of spare fuel. Alright, science pits. Gotta imagine Verstappen's coming in soon. You watch him lap us, slow us down, and then immediately pit. Okay, there we go. Final pit stop for Felipe.
Box, box.
Yeah, copy. One.
Let's use all the tyres
Push again now.
Yep.
that we have. Hamilton's in on softs. Interesting. No, he's going out on softs. He's at the start of the pit lane, isn't he? Gasly comes in. And he is going on to softs, as is
Rear's
Norris,
hot.
I would imagine, and
Yep, okay.
Magnussen as well. Yeah, soft tyres for Norris there. It gets held as Magnussen goes through. That's cost him a little bit. And Felipe's in. And the pit crew's out. That's probably for Verstappen. Might be Perez, but I think it's more likely to be Verstappen. Alright, so we can dial things back a little bit.
Yeah, take it easy.
Okay, copy.
But we have got fuel to push, so we may as well. Yeah, Verstappen's in. So Vesti unlaps himself again, briefly. Oh, Perez is in as well. Red Bull going for a double snack. Well, I say double snack. He's just about reached his pit box now, and Verstappen's already cleared the pit lane, so not a huge double snack. We are 10 seconds down on Tsunoda and closing. Tsunoda yet to make his next pit stop. Schumacher also yet to make his next stop, but Schumacher's a long way ahead. Look. If we are lucky, if we are very lucky, then we might be just about on terms with Schumacher when he comes out the pits with Felipe, but it's going to be very close, and I don't know if we'll have enough pace to stay with him. Okay, Ricardo's in. He's gone on to softs. He's too far ahead for us to do anything. Just praying for a late safety car now. Actually, would a safety car... Yeah, we are still on just one lap down. So a safety car would help Vesti and Dragovic equally. the Williams would only get the chance to unlap themselves once. They wouldn't be able to catch up to the queue to unlap themselves a second time. So I've got to make sure that Vesti doesn't get lapped a second time before a safety car comes, or else that's it. He's done. Completely and utterly. I mean, he's kind of done now, but as long as we get a safety car soon, it brings him back into the fight a bit. We can box him for fresh softs as well. And really go on the attack at the end. I don't want to take too much out of the tyres.
Save fuel, save fuel.
Copy.
Yeah, unless that safety car comes soon, if it's going to come, Vesti's going to get lapped again. And if it doesn't come, I can't push him because his tyres won't really last if I do push him. I mean, I could box him now and he would still come out ahead of the two Williams drivers, but I need to keep him ahead of Verstappen if the safety car's coming. Right, we are lapping much faster than Tsunoda, but slower than Ricciardo, and we are also lapping much faster than Schumacher. Magnussen being held up behind his teammate. Ocon makes his second stop. That means Schumacher has got to be close. There's one of the Alphas goes through. That was Bottas that just lapped Vesti. Which means Gasly's about to lap him again, and then right behind Gasly is Verstappen. So it's do or die time now for that safety car. If we get lapped by Verstappen again, which is probably going to take another lap or two, then we'll just box him for fresh softs. We might as well see if we can steal the fastest lap, which is unlikely. Schumacher is in, and so is Tsunoda. Tsunoda we're going to get past. This is the important battle though. Can we get out ahead of Mick? It's going to be close. It's going to be very close into turn one. Oh, actually, it's not going to be as close as I thought it was going to be. That's a shame. Wow, still nearly 5 seconds behind. Okay, that's frustrating. And there goes Vesti. Down to 2 laps down. So yeah, we may as well just box him. As Gasly goes through as well. Nothing left to lose now.
Box, box. Box, box.
Copy, box.
And we'll start burning off some of that extra fuel.
You can stop, lift and coast.
Copy.
So in terms of pace, we have a definite pace upgrade compared to Williams, a minor upgrade in terms of pace compared to Ricciardo, Tsunoda and Schumacher, but not enough of an update in pace, unfortunately. Drogovic is actually about, is coming close to lapping Albon there. Schumacher's just lapped him. I would imagine Albon will have the pace on those fresh tyres to stay behind him though.
All okay. So make sure you get your pit limiter as you come in the pit lane.
No, Albon cannot stay with Schumacher. So we are going to lap a Williams in an Aston Martin. So we still have a big deficit to Haas in terms of pace, looking where Magnussen is. He's about to lap Vesti again. Well, actually probably just for the first time, but that's significant. But at least Magnussen is not going to get points tonight. So again, Haas will stay just 4 points ahead of us in the championship. If we can continue to develop the car and get some pace out of it, then that'll stand us in good stead later in the season as we try and take the fight to them for 8th place. But challenge mode is certainly living up to its name at the moment. We are really struggling for progress. I think of all the rules that we've implemented, the biggest one that's had the biggest knock-on effect is no intents. I mean, we'd already started the I think the first underfloor we did, I don't think we went intense on that simply because we didn't have the money for it. I'm trying to remember if we could afford an intense underfloor on the first upgrade or not, but any upgrades that we do going forward, from that point, no intense is allowed. That's certainly going to really hurt us in terms of how much expertise our engineers can gain every time they make a new part. And I am really starting to consider just bidding off this season's car development and just focusing on research for next year. I mean, it would be nice to actually have something in the way of a decent-ish car this year to build on for next year, but we might just do minor upgrades only for the car this year and put all the hours into research for next year. I had thought about doing a rear wing as our next major upgrade, but I think I might have to go with a second and final underfloor for the season. That's going to give us the biggest performance gain, and if that's going to be the last upgrade we do for the season, then we want it to be a good one. Or the last major upgrade anyway. Right, we have 9 laps to go.
We're not okay on fuel.
We are 15 seconds ahead of Sonoda, so we are comfortable to Sonoda. We are falling behind to Schumacher, so nothing we can do there, unfortunately. What's Vesti's pace looking like? 122.9. He is actually lapping slightly faster than Sonoda, but he's too far behind to do anything. And even on brand new softs, okay, we're not pushing, but we're still 2 seconds off Verstappen. Yeah, this car is slow. We got a few good experience points earned at the beginning of the race in terms of failed overtakes, defending. Drugovich got a nice little tally of defences in against Schumacher earlier on, but it's been pretty slim pickings in terms of points that we can gain through the race since since then. It's been 20 laps now where we've had very little action for our drivers. They've been lapped a lot. They haven't really done much in the way of overtaking because it's been in the pits. They haven't really done much in the way of on-track defending either, because we haven't been close to cars when they come out the pits, so that's been tough. Monaco is going to be a very, very painful race for us. It's going to be both of our cars getting lapped twice, even with the low-speed performance boost of the underfloor. But I'm hoping we can get some good defending points racked up in that race, because it is tricky to overtake there. So I'm hoping we can at least, try and do something there. What I might do is start them on soft tyres and then go to hards. See if we can make up a couple of places early on and then go for a big undercut and then defend like crazy. But that's next week. Okay, Vesti about to get lapped by Perez in the next couple of laps. Back to Drugovich. Okay, we've been passed by one of the. That's Willie. That's Hamilton. Can we stay with Hamilton actually, or are we going to have to pull over immediately to let Alonso through? I'm hoping we can stay with Hamilton. If we can use him here in the remaining 7 laps to see if we can close down Schumacher. What's Hamilton's pace? 122. Schumacher's doing. Oh yeah, Schumacher's actually faster. So yeah, that idea's out the window. We're gonna have to pull over in a second for Alonso as well. There we go. At least we'll get DRS off him. Right, what's Alonso's pace? 122.4, still slower than Schumacher. Right, I'm going to have to certainly think about changing my approach to race strategy, because because I have been approaching it as though we've got a car that's a bit more competitive than it really is. And I've been making my tyre choices and strategies based around that kind of mindset. I need to start thinking a lot more conservatively, I think, with our tyre selections. Maybe just run long and see if we can do something, or go really aggressive at the start in a attempt to try and stay with other teams for a bit, and then just ride it out with slow tyres at the end. So where we went soft, medium, soft here, maybe I should have gone hard to medium and done a one stop. Maybe I should have gone soft, soft, medium. Try to be as aggressive as possible with the starting tyres. Soft, medium, soft has certainly not worked out for us. It's given us position over Sonoda, but that's it. That's all it's given us.
To go.
Verstappen has absolutely walked it in this race. He's 20 seconds ahead of Leclerc. Leclerc's 13 seconds ahead of Sainz. Perez another 8 seconds back, then Hamilton half a minute behind. It's been a very dominant performance for Verstappen tonight. Those top four drivers just head and shoulders above the rest of the field right now. And it's going to be the same at Monaco as well. Verstappen is just going to romp away, as is Leclerc in Monaco. Alright, that is Albon right in front of us.
5 to go.
Can we actually lap Albon? What's Albon doing in terms of pace? He's doing 124.3s. We're doing 123.6s. So yeah, we should lap Albon. And Latifi is about to be lapped by Hamilton and Alonso, which is going to slow him down. We might get, possibly, I doubt it, but we might possibly get Latifi as well. But I do want to lap Albon if I can. Got 2.5 laps to go. Actually, no. We've got 3.5 laps to go. Where is Verstappen on track right now? Oh, he's coming up to lap us for a second time. I wonder where... There he is. Okay, so yeah, it will be 2 laps to go by the time we get round. That's Latifi getting passed by Alonso.
4 laps to go.
So 3 laps left, but it's going to become 2 laps as soon as Verstappen gets past us.
Energy if you need it.
Okay.
I want to get
No
Albon.
save.
Copy.
1 lap left. We are going to get Albon because he's going to have to pull over for Verstappen and then immediately pull over for us as well. I don't think we'll get Latifi. We might do.
Last lap.
So there we go. Albon has to pull over for Verstappen. And then he has to let us through as well. Verstappen coming up to the back of Latifi. Oh, no, no, no! Shit. That's a retirement. Oh, God damn it. I don't know what to say. Other than shit. Well, that's just a nail in the coffin of a very disappointing race. Oh, God. And so we're not going to beat Tsunoda after all.
Check it flag. Check it flag.
Ah, dear, oh dear, oh dear. What an awful result.
It was a pretty good performance today from Aston Martin.
Big lock up there, and that's the lock up. Haas with an overtake. Looks like Aston Martin have just gained a race position. It's a crash. Let's take a closer look. Let's have a look here. This was the Aston Martin.
I was wondering what happened to the commentary and it just all came at once there.
Clearly something went
It's still going.
very wrong there.
Alright, shut up, Crofty.
The team are really disappointed with that. Let's hope it doesn't set them back too badly. Max Verstappen over the finish line and today's
I
winner.
said shut up, Crofty. Okay, final results. Max comfortably wins. Absolutely dominated. Very disappointing for us. 17th and 18th, our final classification, down 2 laps and 3 laps. We did beat both the Williams drivers, but you know, given the jump in performance that we took over them, that was not surprising. We did show good promising pace against Tsunoda, but yeah, we weren't really able to capitalise on that. Into the drivers' standings, Max's win moves him up to 3rd and into triple digits. He's now just 1 point behind Leclerc, who has closed the gap slightly to Sainz, who tops the table by 23 points. Perez dropping down to 4th. Hamilton in 5th, moves a little bit further away from Valtteri Bottas. Another disappointing race for Russell. He had that lock-up very early on that dropped into the back of the grid. He did recover for a point. Decent result again for Alpine. They pick up another 10 points this weekend. Gasly picks up 4 points. Into the constructors, Ferrari and Red Bull, again, big point tallies for them. Red Bull now 101 points clear of Mercedes, who are third. That's a big gap already. Alpine's points do help them out in their fight against Alfa Romeo, gives them a little bit of a cushion. AlphaTauri score more points, 9 points for them now. McLaren with 12. If AlphaTauri didn't have Gasly, we might be able to challenge them if they had a weaker driver, you know. But unfortunately, they're a little bit too quick with Gasly for us to really consider them as a target that we can beat in the constructors. And given that McLaren have already got 12 points, I think if we're going to have any hope of 8th, we have to outscore Haas, and that in itself is not happening anytime soon. So yeah, we might not even pass our objective this season. So development points, it was a good race for Freddie. He got 2 successful overtakes, 2 successful defences, 6 failed overtakes, 2 failed defences. Very little on-track action because he was just not really around cars that he could challenge or try and fight off. Different story for Drugovic. He had an impressive race, 17 successful defences. He was very solid against Schumacher for that long period. 3 successful overtakes, 4 failed overtakes, 2 failed defences. He gets a nice haul of points, but Freddie does get that extra development point, which is so badly needed right now. In terms of sponsors, again, failed all of our incentives. We did get a sponsor-based payout, and unfortunately, we failed the finish position streak. We were actually not going to make it anyway. We were going to finish 16th ahead of Tsunoda, so we wouldn't have got the 15th we needed for that. But yeah, the crash definitely killed any chance of that. And we're going to have to make some spare parts again. Let's get this point allocated out. Improve the braking. That's his biggest handicap right now. Felipe is going to get a point after the next race. That's good. His braking is a little bit better, but still needs some work. Any points for our staff? No. Right, car parts. So we damaged another chassis and another suspension. That's not good, but we do have more on the way. So what I'm going to do is go into those, and I'm actually going to increase the number of parts like that, so we'll have an extra spare. We'll be making 2 more of those. Underfloors, we didn't damage the underfloor, which is good. Front wing is 37 days off. That is a way off yet. Side pods 23 days. There's nothing we can do in terms of car development for a little while until our design centre finishes unlocking. How long away is that? 7 days. Ooh, just a week away, and then we can start getting a 3rd part worked on. That will help. That will help immensely. Staff facilities, the race simulator is 17 days away from maxing out. We need that done ASAP as well. Op facilities, still not really in a position to take advantage of the helipad. It will take 12 days to upgrade. We'll hang on for now. Any other parts that I need to make? We've lost another couple of front wings. It's Monaco, we'd better go ahead and make another couple of front wings again. There we go, let's go with 2. that's it. Starts now because we've got three manufacturing projects on the go. That's our limit. Let's check our emails. Difficult race. The board were disappointed in us. What is the board's rating of that last race? They were satisfied. Okay, well, at least it wasn't disappointing in that respect. You know, they weren't disappointed entirely with the result. We did show some promise. The upgrade definitely helped, but didn't quite give us as much of a performance boost as we were hoping it was going to. In terms of where we sit on the grid, it looks like that. The fact that we have good low speed, baseline speed in cornering will help us at Monaco, but the dirty air is still a problem. We need to work on that. Brakes definitely need to be worked on a bit more. So I think the first thing I'll do when we get that new design centre slot opening up in a week's time is immediately start work on another suspension to improve our brake cooling a bit more. Let's see, we were so much faster than Williams this weekend, and there's why. Top speed, we are 15th against their worst. Cornering better. DRS was better. Low speed and medium dirty air cornering is better. Brake and engine cooling is better. Yeah, Williams are really struggling right now. Let's see how we stack up against Haas. We're close to them in speed, in top speed actually. What's the actual difference? It is 0.2 kilometers per hour. That's not too bad. 0.01 G in acceleration, so yeah, pretty close. Low speed, we've got an advantage on them, but they've got us in medium and high speed cornering. They've got a big advantage over us in DRS, which doesn't help. Their dirty air is much better than ours is. Let's take a look at Snowder's car. Faster than us, better cornering than us, better DRS than us, much better brakes than us. Yeah, it's going to be tough to do much against that package. The fact that Snowder is also inexperienced, but not as inexperienced, is the only saving grace there. McLaren, we do have more pace than McLaren, and their low speed performance is terrible. So we might actually be able to do something with our cars against Ricciardo in Monaco. That'll be interesting to see. But there we go, another tough race, another tough result. Things are definitely living up to the name of challenge mode here on this series. This is the end of our Aston Martin run for this week. Tomorrow is the return of Williams for the start of Season 3. We'll be starting that at 10 PM UK time tomorrow. We've got to go through pre-season and doing some development and research, well, not research, some development for the new parts for the car in preparation for Bahrain, and then we'll be going into Bahrain itself with our brand new driver lineup of George Russell alongside defending world champion Pierre Gasly, and we will be defending our crown as constructors champions. Still can't quite believe that we actually managed to sneak the constructors championship right at the death of season 2 there. So do join me for that. We will also be giving our new rookie reserve driver Oliver Behrman his first turn behind the wheel of a Formula 1 car as well. So yeah, lots to look forward to tomorrow night with the return of Williams. Please do join me for that, and in the meantime, thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I'll be back with some more F1 Manager very soon.